What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And this is the March 14th edition of Friday Night SmackDown review video for y'all today. And man, it was so exciting and so suspenseful. I couldn't keep my eyes off the screen. We got from new champions to a tease of a returning finisher maneuver that used to be banned. And what else happened on the show? We got some very, I'm not sure, like I'd say very tolerable developments on the rivalries, a couple of rivalries, and a match that. And we got plenty of matches that's going to be booked for next week's show. And we also got a main roster debut from an NXT star that was in his home country of Spain, which they were in Barcelona, Spain. That's where we heard the fans start chanting, ole, 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 ole. Like if Sami Zayn's in the building, like in the crowd in Barcelona. And yeah, this crowd were very brilliant and very, I'll say, magnificent. Like when it comes to even though they're most of the time they're speaking in their native language, which is Spanish, of course, which I'm gonna argue with them about that, like who could blame them? But it's where we got Cody Rhodes, Paul Heyman, and a couple other guys getting in the ring. It's where we got things got started, like with LA Knight then coming out to the ring to celebrate like a little mini celebration segment, even though they didn't have no balloons or confetti or any kind of celebration accessories, like with a sign that says like congratulations LA Knight or a bottle of champagne or a little bit of bubbly, which that kind of sounds inappropriate for WWE. Talking about something from WWE and not the other company. But this is where we got LA Knight that had the United States Championship around his waist and told the Barcelona, Spain fans, well, the younger fans, that let me talk to their single moms. But no, I'm just kidding. No, he didn't say that. He said, all right, Barcelona fans, like, let me talk to you, like you would normally say, which that's his catchphrase. Like, and that'll never ever get old, even if he does get old. But this is where we got LA Knight then, and they're like, yeah. And what else he said? Starting off on the microphone, like with him saying "ole, ole, ole," like, which I believe they got him confused with Sami Zayn, or maybe not. That's their best way of just shouting it out. Like this, where then. But this is where we got LA Knight then talk about like his match against Shinsuke Nakamura. He defeated him. And this is where he's like. This is where they start stating that he won a title, like his second reign, that he shouldn't have lost in the first place. Which who could blame him for saying that? Like if they didn't have no direction for Shinsuke to be the champion, what was the whole point of putting the belt on him in the beginning with? But anyway, this is where the LA Knight then continues in. Like, hello everybody, and what city they were in again? It was what's it called? It was what's it called? It was in Barcelona, that's right. And this is where then we got LA Knight talking on the microphone. This is where then, yeah, like I said, he's talking about, he's like, fuck, like finally I'm your champion. And then this is where like, and he like is like what he said, like, and this is where he starts speaking some words in Spanish, which I'm not sure what exactly he said in the particular words. Is where then he said, "Here's where the fans then." Here's where the fans are chilling. This is where LA Knight's like, all right, but right now we're making history tonight. And yeah, this is LA Knight's like, this is the first ever Friday Night SmackDown right here in Barcelona, the city of Spain. This is where fans are cheering their loudest when LA Knight announced that. Like this is their first time they ever stepped foot in this arena, like in WWE. This is where fans would continue to sing their "Ole Ole" song. This is where then that's where they start chanting "You deserve it" to LA Knight. This is where then LA Knight responded back. Like Like, well, I appreciate that compliment. Like, I want to get down straight to business. Like, and it was way too long that I stood here as the United States Championship. Like, but finally, and I mean finally, just like the guy that everybody thinks I'm trying to cosplay as, and that is, and then I'm your United States champion once again. Yeah. But this is where, before he can even say anything else, this is where next thing you know, we saw a little bit of a teaser on who could potentially be his opponent or one of his opponents at WrestleMania 41, which was Big Jimbo came out to the ring. That's where since his brother's getting a title opportunity, he wants to go after it. This was like, oh yeah, you. And this was like, he was like, I'm here to congratulate you because the United States Championship is finally on the on the waist of the megastar. And he did that courtesy to Jimbo Uso. That's where then Jimmy's like, and I'm tired of getting these speed bump popping. And I'm tired of these detours popping. Like, I figured it out. Like, the only way to start my road to WrestleMania, is to challenge you, right here in Barcelona, for that U.S. title. And that's where they almost did that idea with LA Knight. Looked like about to agree with that idea. But guess who decided to come out and bring their instigating violent disease-infested rear ends into the arena. Yep, you guessed it. It was Jimbo Uso's little brother and their cousins, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga. This is where the Solo Sikoa's like, yo, LA Knight, and if there's anybody deserve a U.S. title shot, instead of saying himself, the fans are booing him like if he's Dirty Dominic Mysterio, but it's the fans. This was and that's what I was saying before these fans interrupted me. The man that deserves a title shot, and it's definitely my werewolf cousin, Jacob Fatu. And then this is where because a couple weeks ago, dumbass stole the opportunity. And that title was meant to come back to this family. And big brother Jimbo. How your dumb ass is doing. It's good to see you. And this is where Jimbo did not and that's where the souls go, do us big brother Jimbo, do us a favor and stand aside because we all know that you're the loser of the family. I'm like, that's all messed up, even if it is true, but I don't think it's true. I think he's just of a successful star as much as his cousin Roman and his twin brother Jay is. But it's where And that's what Jimbo didn't let him know, saying that the only thing that he's a failure of is trusting him as family because a year ago he attacked him after WrestleMania, or his cousin attacked him, and then it's where then Jimbo Uso was telling more about it. I was like, yeah, you cannot trust this sucker. He still thinks the tribal chief deep down inside, but it's but the biggest failure, but right on top of that, is to lose the Ulafala to our OTC cousin Roman Reigns, and then this is where fans are chanting OTC all around the arena. This is where then we got what's his name, LA Knight and Jimbo was about to get ready to fight both Jacob and Jimbo and what's his name Jimbo and LA was ready to go on a 2-on-2 fight with Jacob and Solo, only for Tama Tonga to try to come and attack. But Jimbo already knew he was coming, because of past experience, considering, if you watch the SmackDown after WrestleMania, that's where then Tama Tonga ends up DDTing him anyways, if he's Nick Nimitz or Dolph Ziggler, whatever you want to call him. But that's why it was a 3-on-2 beatdown until they had some backup, some unexpected backup, let me rephrase that, which was Braun Strowman, which he was a difference maker at this point, knocking out Solo and Tama Tonga in the process, and he may need some help with Jacob Fatu because he's a big boy. That's where then LA Knight hit some strikes and then finish off with big main event Jimbo going for a super kick right into the face. This is where the Nicholas the Ridiculous came out and finally became unridiculous because he made some sense of, how about in this lovely city of Barcelona, since y'all all fired up and y'all in y'all gear, how about it'll be LA Knight, Jimbo Uso, and LA Knight taking on the Bloodlines, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu in a 6-man tag team match. And it's where it made Wade Barrett even was shouting of excitement, saying, "Yeah!" If he's the number one LA Knight fan. which he might be like deep down inside. Who knows? Like he was a big supporter of his when he joined NXT, like back in 4 years ago in 2021, around this time of the year. But anyways, this is where then we got the match starting off with the brothers, the big brother against the little brother, Jimbo, big brother Jimbo against little brother Solo. This is where they start hitting some right hands, some knife edge chops, which it might have gotten Gunther's attention considering what's going to be happening later on, like, and considering who's he going to be facing at WrestleMania. But we're going to get to that in just a moment. This is where them got Jimbo to hit some uppercuts, like right on to him and his cousins, Tama and Jacob. This is where then we got Solo Sikoa caught him after he did that, hits the spinning Solo right into the right corner side. Then Solo Sikoa, like, yeah. Do I go for a hip attack? This is where he's like, so like, oh, my head. Like, I'm taking those hits. This is where then we got the former self-proclaimed tribal chief, then grab onto Jimbo, just place him right into the right corner side, then start choking him to death until Charles Robinson, the referee, told him to stop like in the next 3 seconds until Tama Tonga came and attacked. Man, there's something wrong with their cousin Tama, like having this fetish of always wanting to attack our boy Jimbo here. But anyways, that's where he tags in Jacob Fatu, which he does the wiggle worm after he hits a running senton onto his cousin. Like, which I finally found out why he does that, because he's a massive Boogeyman fan. But anyways, and he finally got to meet him about a few weeks ago. This is where he tagged in Tama Tonga, the man that always likes to attack his cousin Jimbo. This is where then he ends up tagging him. Let me know in the comments below why he has this obsession of doing so. But anyway, this is where he tags in Solo Sikoa. This is where then he didn't start kicking him right into the midsection. This is where fans start clapping for Jimbo because everybody believed that he could be a single star just like his brother, main event Jey Uso. But this is where then we got Solo Sikoa going for the hip attack. This is where it hits him right in the face, trying to say that he's second best to their father, Rikishi. This is where then we got... That's where Rikishi did not appreciate that, even though like he would like to see him be a world champion, but not him attacking his own brother. This is where he started hitting them headbutts right onto what's his name, to Jimbo. This is where he tags back in their cousin Jacob. This is where he starts squeezing the show like like tap out cousin. Like this is where then Jimbo's like, no, I'm never gonna tap. Like I wouldn't even tap like if my cousin Tribal Chief or my cousin OTC Roman Reigns hit the guillotine on me again. This is where then Jimbo spin around, hit the step up insecurity right on the Jacob Fatu when Jacob Fatu spin his leg around. This is where then Jimbo was trying to crawl either tag in LA Knight or Braun Strowman, which he ends up tagging in the Megastar, which he try to Irish whip Jacob right into the bottom left side. But this is where he ends up getting counted after they start hitting some wrestling tennis strikes. This is where then he hits the swinging neck breaker like if it's WWE 2K24. This is where then we got almost a gorilla press body slam by the Samoan Werewolf, but luckily the Megastar LA Knight counted out into a DDT, but Jacob kicked out of it immediately at 2 even. This is where he super kicked him right in the face when LA Knight was running his direction after they both got back up. Jacob then also hit a clothesline like if he's his Uncle Umaga. This is where then he hits a headbutt right onto the head onto the current United States champion. This is where then he tried to go for a splash, but LA Knight moved out of the way smartly by the reigning defending two-time United States champion. Let me rephrase that. This is where we got LA Knight then hit a flying elbow drop. This is where then LA Knight, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, which he has an obsession of saying that catchphrase, and it's so contagious. But it's where LA Knight then go for a blunt force trauma, which Jacob Fatu threw him right to his corner. This is where then that's where Solo Sikoa distracted the referee. This is where Jacob Fatu then pushes him right to Tama Tonga, which he had a back elbow on it, which he had a sliding crossbody elbow onto him, Jacob Fatu right soon after. And I was like, Tama Tonga, like I'll say, like maybe he doesn't only attacks what's his name, Jimbo, but he's probably the primary ladder that he does attack. But this is where we got him ends up tagging him in, like once the partial powerful force was on, which was the commercial break. This is where then we got Solo Sikoa got tagged in. This is where he goes for wrist locks, and then this is where he tags in Tama Tonga. which I'll say that's kind of way too fast for him to do, but he did that. But it's where finally LA Knight escape out of their grasp. Braun Strowman gets tagged in, get a hot tag. This is where he just started going exploding on all three members of the new bloodline. This is where he booted them out of the ring, like after he hit his comeback maneuver. This is where he turned into his train form, like, and he started doing a Strowman Express, and this is where he zoomed in like a freight train, shoulder tackles up the Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and even Tama Tonga, all three of them at the same damn time. Well, in order, like first it was Solo, then Jacob, then Tama. But this is where we got Braun Strowman, and this is where then Braun Strowman then was like, who's my next victim? Who's going to be the sacrificial lamb that's going to take the pinfall? This is where LA Knight hit a baseball sliding kick. He's like, definitely not Solo. This is where then we got Jimbo said, definitely not Jacob, when he suicide dived him and knocked him right over the announce table. This is where Braun Strowman was like, okay, that leads for me for Tama. This is where it was a smart execution with him close on him right to the upper right close on, picks him right back, picks him up and hit his finishing maneuver, which is the running power slam, which he got the 1, 2, 3. And the winner of this match, Braun Strowman, LA Knight, and main event Jimbo Uso. And I'll give him the big congratulations, which I'll say if anybody asks me what trophy I'll give it, maybe the bronze trophy, I guess, because we got so many matches, and I'll say one match in particular is definitely going to take the trophy home as the platinum trophy, but we're gonna get into that. But this is where we got Solo Sikoa hit the Samoan spike right into the throat of Braun Strowman. This is where LA Knight then drags him out of the ring, hit him face first right into Simba in the upper left side, close on him out of the ring like if he's a jobber. This is where then he followed him out there. This is why I was like, don't tell me this is gonna be the feud like heading into WrestleMania. Like hopefully this is gonna be a temporary one because what we're gonna be hearing tonight. But this is where we got Jacob Fatu immediately got back up somehow. Like nothing does not leave him down for long. Like I guess that's the reason why he gets the name Samoan Werewolf. But this is where then we got Jacob Fatu on to the left side. Then hits a flying elbow right into the face of this biggest arch nemesis in WWE yet. But this is where Jacob started repeating him the headbutt right into the back of the head of poor Braun Strowman. Hits him with the biggest what they call werewolf moonsault or the weresault, whatever you want to call it. This is where he did not hit one though. He hit like probably 3 of them, like if I'm being honest, but like I'm hitting one in the upper right side and then hit the 2 of them straight in a row in the bottom right side, then the opposite side. And this is where and Jacob Fatu's like when him and Tama Tonga was about to leave right up into the front entrance. This is where then he saw Braun Strowman just a mile away. And this is where we saw the other reason why they call him a Samoan werewolf, because he got them very clear but that long vision, like supervision, to see Braun Strowman directly right in the bottom right corner of the barricade. He's like, I'm not done yet to his cousin Tama. This is where he goes for a running hip attack right onto him to the point that the whole barricade in that side broke down into pieces, like at least 15 to 25% of it. And rest in peace, Barry, like continuously from the year ago. But anyways, that's where then we got Jacob Fatu. Then grab his back. He's like, I'm still in pain from hitting and hit with a suicide dive by cousin Jimbo. And let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts on this match. Like maybe it was kind of random for these guys to team with, but for the fact that they had common enemies, even including Jimbo, even though that's his family members, that it's still like that's still his enemy. So I'll say that makes sense for Jimbo to team with Braun in Los Angeles in order to take him down, which they did beat him into the match, but still seemed like that it seemed like that Braun Strowman didn't win the war though, unfortunately. But let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about what happened next. It was but let me know in the comment section right down below what your thoughts on. But it's where they start the vignette when Jade Cargill attacked Naomi because Naomi attacked her when like in the parking lot. This is where then we got. And it's where they show the replay, the full replay on one when when Bianca Belair asked some questions, which Naomi was stalling first. And they even allowed like the replay to show where she said her name Trinity, which we all know that's Naomi's real first name. But it's where then it showed like when Naomi finally said, "Yeah, she did it. Like she did it for her. Like if she's her father-in-law, like I keep saying about 1,000,000,000 times, because this is the perfect storyline for Naomi to act like her father-in-law. If she's gonna be an attacker, like she's gonna say she did it for Bianca, like how the Rock, how Rikishi did it for his cousin The Rock. But this one we got. But this one Naomi then I should have pushed her harder, and this is what she showed her when she called her an ungrateful, bitch, I should say. But this is where Kathy Kelly then finally did a backstage interview with Jade Cargill. With her, like earlier in the day, this was Jade Cargill's like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to. I might like when she just said these 3 words, I'm ready to go. Like, which she does look ready. Like, and even though like when she got attacked, it was all part of the script. Like, and she wasn't really that injured. Like, she probably been cleared for the last couple months. But this is where Jade Cargill's like after Elimination Chamber on SmackDown, crying about all her struggles as she's the victim. Like, and this is where she's like, how pathetic that is. Like thinking that I need to use anyone to get where I'm going. Like, and then that's it, I needed handouts. Like, and nothing against Bianca, but I didn't need her in order to bring what I brought into this industry already. And this where then Jay Carter's like, Kathy, like the only thing I can recall, like, and that being hit from the back and being thrown right to the car. Like, I couldn't vision out who it could have been. Like, and then, like, anything that's in the dark, like seeing Naomi ran away, like, this is where she's like, the only thing I saw was Naomi like, that was like our big sis. Like, that was our best friend. Like, she didn't just attack me physically. Like she attacked my integrity and my loyalty. And this is where she's gonna point out. This was like, how can you trust anyone at that point? Like, and this was like, and it's like a Bianca attack, telling Bianca that about who her attacker is. That's at the end of that discussion. This is where the Jay Carter's like, but the one thing I would agree with Naomi, she should have pushed me harder because I'm about to beat her harder when the next time I see. This is where Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez start arguing, talking trash. And this is where she start blaming Jade Cargill being the reason why she's been blamed for weeks of being the attacker of Jade. And this is why I was like, well, if you want to take your anger out on somebody, like, you don't take it out on the person that everybody thought that you attacked, like, because she didn't tell like Naomi or Nicholas the Ridiculous that like who's the attacker or Bianca, I should say, like, because Naomi made it framed them, like, in order to clean her hand. But this is where Jay Cargill was like, you don't want none of this. This is where then what's name thought she was a joke. You Liv Morgan. This is where she's like, I'm like, I'll say, if I was you, Liv, I would cut it out while I have the chance, because she's not nothing to play with. Like, she may think she may have gotten pushed, like, but this is what. And this wasn't Jay Cargill then also added that saying like if it wasn't for Naomi did what she did to her, and taking Bianca's place, like her and the EST would have stayed as women's tag belt. This word then what? This where then we got what? And that's where then we got what's that Jay Cargill said, like I don't need a championship like to take that ass down. And this where she challenged her next week. She's like, I'll see you next week. And this where then Liv Morgan's like, okay, I'll see you two next week. Like, just make sure that you don't fall into any cars again. This was like, And this where the Jay Cargill, like, this isn't it storming out of there. And this where it's been confirmed next week that we will indeed be. We still we'll be seeing Jay Cargill will taking on Liv Morgan in a one-on-one mano-a-mano match, and let me know in the comments below who's gonna win. But yeah, I was like, something just telling me Liv Morgan's not gonna be all right. Like, I won't be surprised if he got plenty of bruises after poking fun of her in that match. But This is where we got a backstage pre-show what like a segment with B Fab on her way to the ring. This is where she's like Barcelona, like hello, like all the like, and this is where due to like what's her name, B Fab, and this is where she starts saying putting other it is like if for stalling, like for your sake, I hope that you slept all week because you have accomplished here in WWE. But like I told you, I'm here to build my own legacy in the division. Like, and if it starts with you, that'll be perfect enough for me. Like, because you know why, Flair? Like, because that's just how it is. Like, and it's where then she said like no something pronto. Like, that's where then she said like. Uh, and that's what she said, thank you very much, which I'm surprised she didn't say it in Spanish, which is gracias. And what does I'll say gracias mucho or something like that, but hopefully I didn't sound offensive. But anyways, this is where we got BFAP headed into the ring until we saw Charles Flair did the same, like came out after the Powerful Force came on, which I probably think it was the third or fourth. But his match was probably just a filler, like nothing I'll say exactly exciting, but yeah, like it was something like that was probably what we expected it to be, and I'll give it to probably the silver trophy of the night. Maybe I should change it. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I should change. I was thinking about because like it's helped building Shaw Flair, but Tiffany Stratton as well. We finally seen Tiffany Stratton got some momentum. Let's just say after the match, but I'm glad I'm making you laugh, man. Yeah, that's my job here on the SNA podcast. Trying to make it with more entertainment and not like trying to make it boring just by just talking about it like if it's just a typical recap like that is like in the boring side. But I like to spice things up, make it more flavorful and entertainment, I should say. But anyways, but this is where we got yeah, I'll say this match is probably the third place spot of this bronze trophy, the silver trophy, 6-man tag match. The golden, let's say it's Orton versus Mello. It just has I feel like this won't be the last time we will be seeing the Viper and him. But that's where we do get the match, which I'll say, even though B Fab still looked a little green, but she still looked like a perfect opponent for Shaw Flair to add some momentum of who she beaten here, even though what's it, B-Fab have not reached relevancy in the women's division yet. But at the same time, like she can, Shaw Flair could talk about and brag about like whenever they do meet again. But anyway, this is where we got the women started with them grappling with one another. This is where she pushes the former Hit Row member, but this is where she ends up hitting the arm drag right onto the B-Fab. This is where then she starts flexing her muscles, which she does look fairly ripped, but not as ripped that I've seen with other women before. And when it comes to the sport, but this is where we got Shaw Flair. So I hit some knife edge chops, like if she's her father. This is where fans start wooing because that gets contagious. Like all thanks to her father making that like very iconic, like of his Nature Boy persona. But this is where we got Ric Flair try to go for it again. I mean, Shaw Flair try to go for it again. But this is where we got what's her name? B Fab do a super kick, follow that up with a running clothesline. This is where she picks up the Queen of Flares. This is where did she try to go for a German soup? No, it was a ripcord. What they call it? Uranagi slam, which she immediately kicked out of 1.9. This is where we got B-Fab like, come on, Charlotte. Like, I thought you were a multi-time champion. I thought you were the queen. I thought you were like the opportunity. Like, well, there's your opportunity here. This is where that she started looking very convincing. Like, despite that it's gonna be obvious that she's not the one that's gonna get over right now on this night at least. But yeah, this is where we got the Powerful Force and All of Pro Wrestling came on, which is the commercial break. But once we got done with the adverts, is where like she was still continuing to fight her, but it was more like a what they call fight, like a what's that fight like a wrestling tennis fight is where but B Fab was winning, so she must be a fan favorite of the Powerful Force, which that should be a good sign as she will be indeed getting pushed in the WWE. This is where we got Shaw Flair and Then got speared right to the bottom right corner side. Then immediately gets not German, regular suplex. I don't know where the German suplex even came from. This is where we got what's her name? That's where we got what's her name? B Fab and hit the running roundhouse kick. This is where then B Fab and try to Irish whip it right to the upper right corner side with Shaw Flair flips and go to the right side. This is where Shaw Flair come and get me if you want me. This is where we got B-Fab try to attack, but Shaw Flair ends up booting the former Hit Row member, which I don't understand why I keep calling her that. But this is where she gets hit with a big pump boot by B-Fab. This is where she tried to go over a pin. And this is where she nearly got 3, I must admit. Like, it was directly at 2.9, directly at it. But this is where B-Fab's like, damn, like, that was so damn close with her looking out of character. Where her smiling like, wow, like, I couldn't believe I almost brought her down for that count. Like, and that's her signature move that she hit her with. But this is where B then picks up the queen. This is where then she tried to pick her up, try to go for a finisher, but she was in the waistlock back to the belly maneuver. This was Shaw Flair try to flip right out of it. This is where she tried to throw right into the right corner side, then pulls back the ropes. This is where we got a boot right into B-Fab's face. This is where we got Shaw Flair run to the left side, hits the natural selection right onto B-Fab, and this is where then she tried to go for a pin, which is where she's like, am I forgetting anything? But this is where she started doing the little bowing wave, which I was like, hopefully that's not like a reference to the Yeet wave, because she's far from being like the female Jey Uso. But this is where she ends up hitting the figure 8 leg lock. This is where she made B-Fab tap out, needless to say. Winner of this match by submission, which is her version of the figure 4, but she got the figure 8 because she does the handstand thingamajig. Winner of this match, Charlotte Flair. But it's where, like, but even though despite the bell rung the first time, they had to do it again because she wouldn't stop. Like, that's where the referees, they had like multiple referees coming out there saying, like, stop, you're gonna break her leg. But luckily, like, B-Fab was saved by the Buff Barbie herself, which is Tiffany Stratton. We heard her music like a mile away saying, it's Tiffy time, and it's where they crashed into each other, beating the daylights out of each other, even though Charlotte was on top of her. This is where Tiffany Stratton somehow got right up on top of her, start beating the hell out of her. This is where we got security guards and start what they call and this is where we got what's his name? The referees and the security guards and the producers came in to break it up like usual, like into a brawl. But anyways, we got but yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Vasquez. Yeah, appreciate that. Like, that means everything to your boy SNA here. But for real, they did. That's so very hilarious. But anyways, Assassinated. This is where we got the fans start chanting, let them fight, which who could blame them, because this is the whole point why they're here for, like, is to see some nonstop action. And no, we're not talking about the wrestling partner company, even though we wouldn't mind if anybody from that promotion does show up on the main roster, so like they do on NXT. This is where we got Tiffany Stratton wouldn't stop. She went right past the security and the producers of Sean, like Sean Davari and Kenny Dykstra and them, and the security guard. This is where we got what's his name? Tiffany Stratton didn't finally pulled away, even though she dragged Shaw Flair right into the corner. Everything all right, Gunny?
Trey, you sit on me.
But yeah, this is where we got Tiffany Stratton in the drop. You gotta be careful, Trey. Man. You can't just think it'll be safe and all right to do stuff like that. Stop doing that. You know we're doing the pocket. Don't do it right in front of the camera. Please. But that's where we got Shaw Flair. Then Shaw went up right on top of the announce table. This is where we got the referees and the security was continuing to break things up. But this is where we got
Trey, you come here now.
this is where we got Shaw Flair jumped right on top of all of them. This is where she went right on top of what's her name, Tiffany Stratton. Hopefully that doesn't sound weird out of context. But this is where then she started beating the hell out of her right hand. This is where they finally broke her up for good. This is where like this feud is starting to get more intense than ever before. Hopefully that it gets more intriguing, like when WrestleMania comes in the next month and a half. And what do you think this is going to follow up into? so sweet, but not too much now, Sammy. I know you're trying to make him feel better, but but he but he let him get healed on his own.
The dog out.
Huh? I will. It's gonna be after this, but this is where we got Drew McIntyre and got a vignette. For the longest time, I was so focused on individuals right in front of me, like, but I didn't realize like there's like one guy that was benefiting off of these programs.
Can I win with your dad?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah,
And drive it around.
Well,
and put the blink.
I'll say it's a little too late, but how about tomorrow? Like in the afternoon.
Don't be all crazy about it.
But that's where then. This is where the Drew McIntyre pointed out, like when CM Punk attacked him after his 5-minute reign with the World Championship, Damian Priest ends up coming out to the ring and cashing his Money in the Bank briefcase, won the World Heavyweight Championship, and then this was like, and when he tried to fight him at Clash of the Castle, guess what happened? He was just pitches away until CM Punk comes out and low blows him and caused him by stopping at 2.5. Like when he disguised himself as a referee, Damian Priest retains that show, and then when he finally became the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. Like when he won a month later in July, he cashed in like just right after he won the briefcase, only for that opportunity of cashing in during the Rollins versus Priest match, ends up going in vain as well, thanks to CM Punk. But that's what he also talked about. He got eliminated by Drew McIntyre got eliminated by Damian Priest, not only at the Royal Rumble, but also at Elimination Chamber. Which Drew McIntyre said, like as soon as my back was turned, I go try to throw the main event, the winner of the Royal Rumble match this year, like main event Jey Uso, he ends up throwing me out. That's where he's like. And this was like, and I was about to beat the winner of the Elimination Chamber, John Cena. Guess who comes out and attacks me from behind, hits a crucifix roll up? Well, yep, you guessed it, Mr. Damian Priest. But this is where then we got Drew McIntyre like I will take you. And this is where he ended the segment by saying I'm gonna take you down for good, and I'll make sure that you never ever take nothing from me ever again. Which I'll say, as much as I like to see that happen, I just don't like to see that at WrestleMania. But like the old saying goes, beggars cannot be choosers. But anyways, yeah, I guess we can make the best out of this since they have history together. So that would make sense, of course. Yeah, you might call me my own version of Kevin Owens, but it makes sense. Like, why not? Like, it makes sense. So I might as well not complain about it. Like, you already brought it on TV. We might as well make the best out of this. But this is where the Miz then came out because he has a special Miz TV or Mellow Don't Miz TV edition of his Miz TV segment, talk show segment.
I'm not happy.
Here's where then we got the must-see talk show host. Well, we all know that he's everything unmust-see. But the one thing I do like about the team of him and Carmelo Hayes is the name. Because it makes sense. Like, it's just an odd pairing. Like, guys that you would never thought that would be a tag team or as a duo. Like, which is Mello Don't Miz, which he don't miss. He also don't miss either. Oh, that's my nephew's best friend. Like he's kind of like a nephew. My kind of like more likely like a nephew as well. Like, yeah, his name is Gunner. Yeah, by the way, like for you assassinator right there. But yeah, that's where they showed like when AJ Styles became the WWE champion for the second time back in 2017 in November on an episode of SmackDown, which I was like, what that got to do with anything? Like, and besides the guy beaten, like, is no longer in the company, so that was kind of random as heck. Like, unless the advertise anything of the greatness of AJ. But while Miz TV very first started coming on, this is where we got the women that were brawling earlier came back out in the arena on stage and started throwing fists right to each other. Wouldn't stop. That's where the security had to come in and try to stop them, but nothing was not stopping these ladies. These women were fighting like if they were 300-pounders going at it with each other. That's where then we got like the security trying to pull back, the likes of Charlotte and Tiffany, but there's nothing that was gonna pull back these ladies. This is where they're like, hold on, like stop. And this is where then like they and they wouldn't stop they wouldn't stop attacking. This is where we got Shaw Flair to Rose, Tiffany Stratton right into the box-like structure, which I was like, I knew this was going to be a matter of time when she did that. But this is where fans were chanting, "This is awesome," because they made it more interesting. Even though the fans, including myself, Super Ninja Austin, I figured it would probably be, and it would make sense that Shaw Flair would win. But I was afraid that you'd probably be the one who win the WrestleMania match. But this is where the Miz even agreed, saying this was indeed an awesome moment. But you know what else is awesome? This latest edition of Miz TV in Barcelona, which the fans are cheering like in out of characterism. This is where the Miz was like saying like this. That's where the Miz then point out saying like my special guest, like I told him to sell his soul to The Rock because he could bring him everything that he wanted, like even put his face on very name brand products. This is where it's like, but instead, got replaced by John Cena and like he got mugged by two rappers, which one is an accurate active rapper, and the other one's just a part-time one, which is John Cena. The other is Travis Scott. Let's hope that Bubba Ray Dudley is not gonna be around by WrestleMania, or else he's gonna give him a receipt and get justice for Cody for botching an attack by stiffly hitting him, giving him a black eye and a ruptured eardrum. But this is where then Cody Rhodes then came out because the Miz then announced his name, the new special guest on the Miz TV edition, which it did not have Mello on it, but they did have Miz. So that's the one thing that you can say it it was that it do have the Miz on it, but this is where Cody Rhodes said, "I don't want to talk to the Miz or nobody right now, and the only person I want to talk to is John Cena." And I know we're not gonna see each other face to face until the next 3 days, but I want to see him now. And this is where Cody Rhodes then showed his angry face. And he was like, I know you're going to be in Brussels, Belgium, and guess what? I'll be there too. And I'm going to show you, and I'm going to give you everything that you did to me, you and Travis Scott and The Rock did to me at that night, and then some, and even at WrestleMania as well. And this is where then he dropped the microphone with the fans started cheering for him. But every time he mentioned John Cena, everybody booed because he's now the biggest heel in WWE now. With after over 20 years of being a top baby face, about 22 years to be the exact, because they said he barely was a heel back in 2003. So and sometimes most of the time it don't really count of being known as a heel before. But yeah. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, I'm gonna get it. But before I continue, I'm gonna talk about what's his name, about Nicholas Ridiculous talking to the former United States champion. But before I get into that, I'm gonna take a sec to pick something up. Thank you very much.
Hi, SNAs. I'm back with you, but with goodbye. some more SNA content.
What are you doing? No, you don't even know what you're gonna be doing here.
I'm doing.
How you doing?
Yeah, put the go there.
Trey, you Uncle Julian gotta do this real fast. Like he can't just stop right midway like that. That's one. It's kind of rude, and two, that's halfway bad. Like like you can't just stop like when everybody's watching, including one in particular. Like that's a loyal assassinator. But anyways, assassinators. This is where we got Nicholas the Ridiculous. Then was also not being ridiculous again. Like now they were automatically give rematches to wrestlers not losing their championship. This is where the Damian Priest thing came in. He's like, why don't you stop stop complaining about losing your title? Like, how about you? What you need to worry about is making more, showing up to work every week. And he was like, and we sure as hell don't need no jackasses that are smart ones at that matter. This where and that's where then that's where Shinsuke Nakamura's he did said something to him in a language that Damian Priest couldn't understand, which we all know it's Japanese. And then, this is some spaghetti. I mean some spaghetti, but I normally would eat tacos. Like me and my family would normally eat tacos, but it's just that we want to change something up this time. Like that's why we are having spaghetti. But anyways, this is where we got. This is where Damian Priest was like, "How about I speak into a language that you and you might understand?" And with these lovely Spaniards, that's where they said it in their latest thing. And that's where when he said, "That's where Nicholas the Ridiculous said, oh, look, I don't understand what you or Shinsuke said, but if you want a Master Night Dame, like you can have one." And that's where Damian Priest like, "All right, sounds like a perfect plan." That's where they end up going into the ring and right after they show that replay from the show when it aired. This is where we got the Punisher that came out. This is where we go. This is where we got. And this is where we all know what happened in this match. And I'll say, as much as I'll say, give it some, a little, even a minor bit of praise, but I would say, I was just feeling for what for Damian Priest's feud with Drew McIntyre. It's just something to give Damian Priest before he squares off with the Scottish Warrior or Psychopath, like when the WrestleMania time. Well, that's where we got a match happening. And then it looks like we still don't unfortunately have a direction for Shinsuke Nakamura. So I'm like to give it WWE this bad of the night, which this is probably going to be keeping it from being a perfect 5-star show. But let's get into specifics. But Shinsuke Nakamura immediately attacks the Punisher and former world heavyweight champion. Starts stomping him right into the middle. And this way, they boot him right in the face. That's where I was like, if I was you, I wouldn't be continued to poke and provoke him by kicking him right into the midsection or in the head. That's where Damian Priest grabbed him by his head. That's where then he tossed him right to the bottom left side. Damian Priest then ends up going right up and hit some right hands to the face. Damian Priest hit a big old elbow strike right into the jaw of Nakamura. This is where it's going right to the upper right corner side. And it's a body drop, I should say. And we got the former WWE United States champion then close on him out of the ring. And where Damian Priest was like, yeah, like I got you now. And this is where then Damian Priest was like, and like now, show me what you got, which we obviously did not really see much about. But once doing the powerful force in all the pro wrestling, it's where then after the commercial, the adverts came on. This is where Shinsuke Nakamura was back in control. This is where he was about to get ready to hit him with the mid rope Kinshasa, which is his probably fourth finishing maneuver of his arsenal under his arsenal. This is where Damian Priest hit a reverse STO slam face first right into the canvas. Both men dropped right to the ground. This is where we got. I know Damian Priest hit a Falcon Arrow afterwards, where we got Damian Priest was about his finisher, the South of Heaven's choke slam. But this is where he ends up. This is where we got Shinsuke Nakamura then run right to the right corner side. Then we got the Archer of Infamy, like they came in, hits a big shoulder tackle right on the Nakamura, like boom. And this one, Damian Priest like, you wanted a fight, I'm giving you a fight. And then this way, then we got him throwing Nakamura back in the ring. This is where we got and the fans are chance shouting something to Damian Priest, which I was wondering what it said. Well, I mean, it couldn't take a genius if it had something to know it had something to do with Damian, but it's where we got an old school style crossbody that Damian Priest did. And where we got the Punisher goes for a running clothesline majiggy maneuver, like boom. But this is where Shinsuke Nakamura caught him, hits him with this armbar maneuver onto to the former United States and world champion. This is where we got Damian Priest and try counter out it. This is where the fans must be saying escape in Spanish, like escape out of it. This is where we got Damian Priest go for a springboard clothesline. And I'm sorry, I'm sorry to hear that you cannot sleep tonight. Hopefully that this SNA podcast will be the difference maker here, like for you, Assassinator. But anyway, where we got Damian Priest was about to hit a South Heaven's choke slam until Drew McIntyre comes in and comes out of nowhere and say, hello, like Damian. That's where then he nearly got three, like Shinsuke Nakamura when he hit a surprise roll, which is the most devastating move in professional wrestling. But Damian Priest got kicked out of it, but once he got back up, he got hit with a wheel kick. Then Shinsuke Nakamura tried to go for a Kinshasa, but this is where Damian Priest hits the South of Heaven's choke slam. That's where it looked like he was about to win until Drew McIntyre comes and attacks Damian Priest, causing the DQ finish to happen. And your winner by disqualification, Damian Priest. Sorry, but it's not going to get no thumbs up onto this. Like, even though the one thing that I am going to give thumbs up is the building this up very stronger. Like, even though we did not expect this, so we got to give it some kind of a praise. But this is where we got Drew McIntyre shouting. I'm like, you never get an opportunity for me. You will never get an opportunity ever for me again. And this is where then Damian Priest hit a big old right hand. This is where but Drew McIntyre poked him in the eye to squeeze, which I wouldn't doubt. Like if he's gonna be blind for a little while, but this is where Shinsuke Nakamura came out of nowhere to help out Drew by hitting a Kinshasa, something that he was trying to do, like if it's a wrestling finisher. But like he would do, like when he sees a fellow heel, he does not get involved much. Only just prove his point to his opponent that he was wrestling in the match. He was like, leave me out of this. And that's where I believe they called Shinsuke Nakamura an insult in Spanish, which I'm trying to think what it could possibly be, but. Anyway, this is why I believe the Spaniard fans must be a CM Punk fan. Because the fans start chanting CM Punk. I guess that to provoke Drew McIntyre, because I believe they kind of was working, but he put his frustrations on the matter by booing it to a guy that took advantage of an attack that he had that he was victimized by CM Punk. This is where he threw Damian Priest right into the barricade, right in the right side. Then he went right into the bottom right corner side where at full speed. And with Drew McIntyre, then grabbed on the symbol of the steel steps right off the upper right corner side. He was like, I get up, Damian. I promise you, you're not going to benefit anything from me again. And that's what he kind of successfully did. Hit him face first with simple skill step to add more damages into the leverage. And let me know down in the comment section right down below. This is where luckily the referees like I told him that told told him to get out of there, which he finally did. But this is where Drew McIntyre turned back around when we saw Damian Priest right up onto the ring. This is where Drew McIntyre hits a Claymore kick like boom. This is where it is like unside, huh? Unside. Like you'll never get another opportunity. Like you screwed me out of every single opportunity. Like I will screw you out of my moments. And then this is where then we got and yeah, that was the piece of resistance into this little attack that he did to Damian Priest. Is where we got Drew McIntyre finally leaving out of the ring. And what's your take on the Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest on the road to WrestleMania now? Is it something that is starting to grow on you like your boy Super Ninja Austin? Or did you genuinely was going for this? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But it's really got a backstage interview with what's her name? Kathy Kelly as DIY, the reigning defending WWE Tag Team Champions. What makes them think like that they're gonna be sure that they're gonna walk out at Barcelona and steal your WWE Tag Team? That's a very interesting question. Why is SmackDown the greatest tag team division of all professional wrestling, which it is? It's with Tommaso Ciampa's because we are the ones at the top of the mountain. We're trying to rise up the bottom level. This is what and the reason the street problem like that. We're the ones that make them relevant. And the reason why that they're a popular team. Like this is what Tiger goes like but they're nothing but second best. And then it's like, and that's the reason why, because the way they are, because of us. This was they're second place. That's the story of the street pop runner. Like if we want to smoke, like Tom, well, we want to choke on matches. Or saying but as far as concerns of going after title opportunity, that they should start the name rephrase that into their catchphrase. We want to choke. Yeah, that's what they pretty much do. Like they be just so close, but they yet to recapture gold in over 4+ years. I thought even though I'm not sure who's gonna win, which I was hoping the Profits do win, but we're gonna find out who actually does walks out. But and they promised that Barcelona's gonna find out that they're gonna know that the TB OFT the B that everybody know who the BTTIOFTITE is DIY. This is what Tommaso Ciampa. I have one more question. What the Kathy how you say a moment of silence in Espanol, and that's where the Motor City Machine Guns, including Alex, says we don't care about we don't give a damn about your dumbass moment of silence, and this is. He and then they also point out that the whole entire tag team division after had not just them or the Street Profits, but it's also the Pretty Deadly and even the those guards that you framed, or no, they told Pretty Deadly to frame who attack the Street Profits. And that's where the Motion Machine Guns, what's his name, Chris Sabin was like, do you think we forgot about our shots about the tag team title? Hell no, we didn't. And that's where then Johnny Gargano tried to end this discussion, when they walked out of the area. This is where we got Randy Orton then coming out to the ring, to the hallway, which was probably from his locker room, but yeah. Let me know in the comment down below. If you think the Motion Machine Guns will get another opportunity for the WWE Tag Title, let me know down in the comments below. But this is what that we also got on the Yabberts. We got CM Punk will be a special guest on the LFG. And do you think he'll be a perfect the perfect individual for the assignment, like to give some advice and do a little bit of training with the newcomers, or do you think they're going to be very difficult to work with, like if they're Jack Perry? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But but it's what. But moving on, we got Lemaine Yamal, like of the BC Barcelona soccer team he played for, or in Europe they like to call it football, like which he was holding a custom like golden WWE championship, like the one that big nose like dog face mayonnaise guy that's named after that dog from Charlie Brown, which is in the tip of my tongue. Oh yeah, Snoopy. But anyways, this is where we got. This is where we got Kathy Kelly that said not my guess at this time. This is where Piper Niven stopped her from saying. This is where then she called for Chelsea Green and stuff like she really is the Secret Service next to the Alba Fire, which it's funny that Chelsea Green choose these two as like her bodyguards for the fact that they're both are the Scottish culture, but it is. And that's where then what's her name? Chelsea Green said, like, I haven't seen like what I've done, like and the injustice of me being the first ever women's United States champion and the youngest, oldest, the prettiest, blah 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 blah, whatever champion. And then the most dangerous, not to mention, and that's where then she's like, huh? Like, I've been thrown into matches by Nicholas the Ridiculous. Like, and my body's in harm's way. That's also ridiculous. Like, people like Nietzsche Chin, no less. Like, so I did Indy. The great leader would do, like, you have a back against the law, like, the back to go. I would bring my secret weapons right here in my side. And another Green administration is in full force. Like, since you had nothing to do. That's where. And then this is where we got what's your name, Selena Vega. Like you really said the Green administration, like with her laughing. This is where we got Piper Niven, Selena Vega, hold it up, like, and this is where she try to defend Chelsea. So like, okay, if you want to get to Chelsea, you gotta go through us first, like including me, Pop. This is where Selena Vega, all right, see a squad that you described. This was like, okay, it will be the two of us, and you're like, and then like you, and you, Chelsea, it'll be all mine. And this is where Zelina Vega will not stop looking like a certain familiar face, which if you can see her with her hairstyle that she does, like, do you think this is like infringement, like to somebody that's been doing this first, or do you think like it doesn't even matter? Let me know in the comments. But I think SNA thinks it does matter. But that's going to be a different video from a different day. But anyways, this is where we got Randy Orton came out like looking like if he's fighting for a world championship with a big ovation himself, with the fans start singing along this theme song. And this is where it even got me singing along because it's a very catchy song ever since 2008, since he's been using the theme song. But yeah, that would be pretty cool. They said like, wow, it's the mascot's birthday of the back-to-back Super Bowl Chiefs' mascot, Casey Wolf. Tell him I say a happy birthday to him. Like, and hopefully you have a great birthday. Like, yeah, just like your boy SNA did a month ago. But this is where we got Randy Orton then came out, but this is where we got the partial powerful force came on. And this is where we got HIM came. This is where Randy Orton wastes no time, hits a European uppercut onto the former NXT champion, throws him right to the upper right corner side, then hits him right face first in the middle corner. There's where Randy Orton was right on top of him. And Randy Orton, come on, like wind down these cheers, like of the favorite Viper, with him hitting right hands repeatedly, like. And they were counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And yeah, and I still remember learning how to say 10 in Spanish, which that's a miracle. But this is where Randy Orton followed that up, like when Carmelo Hayes rolled out the ring on right corner side, then hits a back suplex onto Carmelo. This is where Randy Orton, it feels good to be back because the last time he fought in the singles match on SmackDown was all the way back from October 2024, but that's like damn near 6 months ago. That's like about 5 months ago, actually. Like, so I guess I can see why he was such in a good mood, even if they weren't in Barcelona. But that just made it even more special. Oh, it was really great. It was a fun experience back a couple of days ago. But this is where we got the powerful force and all of pro wrestling came on, which was indeed the commercial break. And this is where once it got done with the advert, Randy Orton was still on top. But this is where Randy Orton ended up getting super kicked and they get an elbow in the midsection. Then they throws him right to the upper right corner side. Randy Orton bounced off, hits a running clothesline. This is where Randy Orton was like, man, I missed that move. Like, even though it's only been a few months, Randy Orton didn't wait for him to get back up to hit another one because that he made that move very famous. It's where he made him go right to the right corner side, hit a power slam. This is where he's like, yeah, like, you know what time it is. Like, it's bombs about to pop out of my head because voices is not the only thing that he's hearing in his head. It's also the bombs that pops out. That's why he does the ba 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 ba. That's where he did so when he draped the legs of Carmelo Hayes right to the corner of the left side. He tried to go for the maneuver, but Carmelo Hayes throws Randy Orton right to the left side, but he hangs onto the rope. He falls right to the right corner side. Then we got Carmelo Hayes trying to go for a springboard crossbody, but unfortunately he got picked off by Orton. This is where he gets hit with a power slam, laying him out right into the top corner slide, and yeah, you already guess what rating it gets. It kind of reminds me if I was playing this on WWE 2K24, like especially if it was general manager mode or maybe even universal mode. And I mean that in a good way, of course, like because you would like to see two guys that are very talented be in the ring. Let's hope it won't be the last time. This is where Randy Orton got a guaranteed of a spike DT with bombs or setting off double times than previously would because it was a guaranteed maneuver that he was going to hit like for sure. This is where we got Randy Orton was getting ready to hit the three most dominating and devastating letters in all of professional wrestling. And yeah, you already guessed it. If I didn't speak it soon, this is where he tried to go for it. Carmelo Hayes then ends up rolling out of the ring into the right corner side. Which is probably a smart move from the former champ from NXT. This is where we got. That's where Randy Orton tried to pick him up, but he ends up getting stunner shot by Mello, which he went back in the middle of the ring. Carmelo Hayes then said, and that was my chance. This is where he tried to hit the nothing but net, but we all know what was going to lead into because once he got right up on the top rope in the upper right corner side, Carmelo Hayes thought he was not going to miss, but he ends up missing with Randy Orton moving out of the way. Then Randy Orton tried to. This is where Carmelo Hayes did a pump boot, like to make sure he does not hit RKO. But once he hit the springboard tornado DDT, like that was not good enough. I had two. That's where everybody. But that's where we got Randy Orton then kicked out of it at 2.7 is where fans start chanting, I believe, RKO, like which is probably the only letters that they're saying like in the alphabet in Spanish. But Randy Orton stopped him. This is where he tried to go for a right hand, but Carmelo Hayes did a right hand right back at him. Randy Orton went right back. This is where everybody was booing Carmelo Hayes, but cheering Randy Orton. This is where he hits an exploder suplex. But this is where we got Randy Orton to try to go for a RKO, like now is the perfect time to do so. This is where Randy Orton did like plenty of fist bump, try to go for an RKO, but Carmelo Hayes push him right off, hits a face breaker, well, almost hit, but Randy Orton, what's that called? Hits a Carmelo, he puts him right up in the air, but once he got down, he hits a European uppercut. Carmelo Hayes hit a face breaker, his signature move, but Randy Orton came out of nowhere and he hits an RKO out of nowhere, which we all know, like that's where it gets the name, like he did to the likes of Jeff Hardy and Evan Bourne, like when he did an airborne or twist of fate, he countered it into an RKO kind of combo. That's what he basically kind of did to Carmelo Hayes, except Carmelo Hayes actually hit the face breaker, but only to get right back up and RKO him out of nowhere. For the 1, 2, 3, winner of this match, Randy Orton, is where he tried to be like a legend and a leader by shaking the hand, saying he's the future. Like you did one hell of a performance, took me to my. But this is where Carmelo Hayes pushes him right to his face. Like you can take your sign of respect and shove it where it doesn't shine. Randy Orton didn't take that lightly, and he hit him with an RKO yet again, like boom, and this where he's like, I tried to be nice to you, but you decided to do this the hard way. This is where Randy Orton was teasing to hit the move like he almost did to Kevin Owens a couple weeks ago, but he was right in the corner in the upper left corner side, getting ready to hit his most dangerous and former banned move, which is the punt kick. That's where he tried to go for it, but this is where Carmelo Hayes moved out of the way, like ran out of there. But I was like, oh man, what a shame! Like even though like they were trying to protect Carmelo Hayes, but still like. It would have made sense to Randy Orton to give lead up and do a payoff by doing this maneuver to do the punt kick to Kevin Owens. Is where Randy Orton came in, attacks. Kevin Owens runs out. Like I was like, what the hell he's doing? That's where then. That's where Randy Orton caught him. That's where he started hitting some right hands. That's where then Kevin Owens pushes Randy Orton right into the ring post. But that's where he ends up escaping, barely clean. But what are your thoughts onto this feud? And do you think that they should have had Randy Orton punt kick Carmelo Hayes to send the message to Kevin Owens? Like when the next time he sees him, he's going to end up just like the A champ. That's HIM. Or what are your opinions on this matter? Or do you think they should wait until Mania for him to make a return with the punt kick? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But this is where then. This is where we got Tama Tonga and Soul Dakota. Yeah, you wrecking ball everybody out there when you were out in the ring. This is where and he's like, yeah, and then he's not on your level. Like you took him out. Like you did that. There's probably where it is where he's like, and Braun, like let's keep it 100. You think you got one over me? Like, how about we go back here? How about live to coast, live, and then where it's like, and from coast to post, I'm gonna, what he said, like, in the way, like, I'm gonna double back on this, like live from coast to coast and live from post to post, Braun, like I'm gonna go double dog on your ass. Like next week, how about we go one, you and me? Like we're gonna run this day. Like y'all know how time it is. Because I'm gonna see what you're gonna see what I'm gonna do with Solo and Tama Tonga said with him. And let me know down in the comment section right down below and what's your opinion about. What's your thoughts on the opinion on Mr. I'll say, luckily not. I'll say I haven't seen that in like almost a decade. But anyways, it's where we. But let me know in the comments below who do you think is going to win this match next week, which is also another match that's been announced, which it was indeed, what's his name? Jacob Fatu taking on Braun Strowman. Do you think this is going to lead into a feud between Solo and Jacob, like on the road to WrestleMania 41? Let me know in the comment section right down below. And also, we got Gonta, which is a rare appearance that we'll see him on the SmackDown roster. We haven't probably seen him on SmackDown like this probably since 2023. Yeah, when he was still the Intercontinental Champion on that show until they moved him over to Raw, which he's been for the last couple of years. But anyways, it's where Gunther got a microphone, then he spoke on it like with him saying like, yeah. It's where we got it's where Gunther's like, all right, hello ladies and gentlemen. And he's like as the greatest European wrestler, like I had to be here tonight. Like just but one regret, I wish we could have went elsewhere, which is his home country. He was probably pointing out, but it's where the good. He's like, we should stay right into the up. That's what they said something in a different one, which I'm not sure if it was in Spanish, but it's where Gunther's the reason why I'm here because I'm here to prove a point. Like you, since y'all love main event Jey Uso and whatnot, because he's wasting his time dancing around like amongst you and waving his way like a complete idiot just to entertain you, irrelevant losers. He's like. It won't be no substance to it when I get through with him. Like it won't basically be a damn thing. So I heard like there is like a kid, which you referenced the guy that here tonight, like that's of hometown, not hometown, a home country hero, which I should have known who it was, like given the fact that he's from there and he's specifically that culture, like, and it don't take a expert to know that, but this is where then Gunther then referred him as the best wrestler of Spain. He's like the most promising, like, talent in WWE right now, which he is. This is where you all love him. Like, I'm gonna prove to him right now, like, that this doesn't mean a damn thing about. And that's where then Gunther then continue, like, so ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here he is, like, your national hero, like, and that's where he even name dropped him, which was one half of the NXT Tag Team Champion Axiom. And that's where he comes out, like I should have known this was going to happen, but I did not expect Gunther will be the one that he's going to fight. Even though trying to prove a point about, like, heroes, like, including home country ones, it's where he got a very amazing ovation, given that he's from this country. This is where we got the man that's one half of the quickest tag team and maybe the best tag team, one of the best and the top 10 in wrestling right now, because they fought the other best this past Tuesday. And that's where we got, what's her name, Lillian Garcia did a special introduction of him being the hero of the Spaniards. This is where then we got Axiom then got started, which I gotta admit, this was probably a really good match, which I'll say maybe it gets ties with the silver trophy next to the 6-man tag match. But yeah, like, this shows, like, since the Axiom has experience of facing somebody as a current world champion, even though he might have fought him like a couple of times in their time in NXT, like, especially like when he was the NXT United Kingdom champion, while Axiom was probably still a kid, like, which we got that reference that was pretty I'll say pretty amazingly funny, but yeah, like, it's especially if we know everything about Axiom, or at least his time in WWE. We all know that he used to have been a kid before he got a mask. He was just like a young, athletic, and talented Spaniard that looked like he could fight anybody and have a very good match. Like, that's very absolutely decent. But this is where we got Gunther then picks up Axiom after a little mini back and forth. This is where he put right on top. This is where he tried to do a big chop, but this is where Axiom smartly grab onto his arm and try to go for an arm bar. This is where Gunther tried to go for an attack, but he gets booted right into the face. This is where Gunther like, go it again. This is where he did it again, but this is where Gunther keep asking for. This is where when Axiom tried to hit his what's that called? That shining arrow drop kick, super kick maneuver that he does like in NXT. This is where he ends up getting intercepted by Gunther that hit him with a big, nasty, and painful looking chop like that. If he chopping somebody from the other company that mocked him and made him envious, and that's on his list, she knocked him out like chop. And you could probably hear this probably in the other in other countries, whether if it's in Switzerland or Italy, France, or Ireland, Scotland, England, Germany, Austria, which is the hometown or the home country, of Gunther. But this is where we got what's his name? Gunther didn't try to go for a crossface, like right during the partial powerful force in professional wrestling came over, which is picture in picture. This is where once he got him right up into a suplex, however, Axiom going for an inside cradle, which it only got him like a 2.5 count, like a generic quarterback would call. This is where we got Axiom to try to go for what they call it, like knee strike, followed up with that fine super kick maneuver, but he ends up getting intercepted yet again. He must have been double cursed, unfortunately, because Gunther hit a middle drop kick right into the midsection onto the reigning defending NXT Tag Team Champion. Then picks him up. Gunther bombs him. That's where he was like, he's going to win after this, right? Well, not exactly, because Axiom kicked out the last second. It even had the Spain fans like shocked out of their minds. They're like, Axiom did not actually kick out of that. Like if he was fighting for a championship, and if he lose, then it would be completely pointless. On why did he accepted the challenge or accepted the open challenge of the Ring of General? Just where then we got Gunther going up in the top rope. And this is where then we got Axiom going for it. Now step up into gear, like boom, and this is where he knocks out the ring general. This is where he tried to go for a Spanish fly maneuver. I assume, but this is where Gunther, I believe, countered out of it, pushed him right off the top. But Axiom managed to get back up. Shiny wizard him, well, more likely a shiny Gamigiri him. Well, I'm not sure if I should call it that because Gunther did not like anything from the other show. But this is where we got Gunther then picks up the ring general, trying to hit the avalanche powerbomb like he did to the Pete Dunne when they were fighting for the NXT UK Championship when it was still an active belt back in 2019. Axiom finally found the third time the charm card to try to make it a guaranteed to win, but it wasn't guaranteed to hit that back-legged super kick. And this is where we got one fan that was up front, like that was definitely an Axiom fan, like probably much more than a Rey Mysterio fan because he was wearing his mask. But this is where we got Axiom then. They was like, oh, come on. This is where then Axiom was thinking like what move to hit him next. Because like he got the third time, it was definitely a charm to him, but not enough to get the dub. Like at only 2.999999999, my mind's going away from being 3 of the 9 like which hopefully I don't get chopped for Gunther saying that by learning from a guy that's in the commentary booth in another company. But where Gunther to try to go for a knife and chop after Axiom going for some leg strikes. Like this is where they try to go for like an abdominal stretch like maneuver, like a crossface abdominal stretch. With Axiom trying to. And this is where Joe Tessitore pointed out that Axiom is the first ever Spaniard that signed with the WWE. Like this is where that's from the country of Spain, of course. Like and this is where and Gunther hits a running lariat, then hits the Gunter bomb. Yeah, congrats to Axiom, by the way. Like for him being the first Spain born wrestler to ever be signed to WWE. But unfortunately, he just couldn't get the job done, and get the win. Like it had to be the champion that had to be over, even if he does not defend the title in the match in the first place. But yeah, winner of the match, Gunther, which I have to give no choice but a huge congratulations. Gunther just knows how to put on some banger matches, even though some might say he lacks some characteristic credibility, like with him just basically just being a basic fighter that just do his job for the respect and the seriousness of this very sport. But it's where he got Gunther in a post-match beatdown by hitting a sleeper right onto the former Heritage Cup champion. This is where then the referee like, all right, that's enough until when he finally put him to sleep, like if he's not done fighting him in the match. But the match was already over, like moments before he even did that choke when he hit that Gunter bomb on him for the second time, if not the third time. But this is where they start advertising that main event Jey Uso is with the World Heavyweight Championship match. This is where we got Roman. Here's still a replay with Roman Reigns attacking not only Seth Rollins but CM Punk as well. When he returned, where he helped out Seth Rollins win, but at the same time try to wipe him out, taking him out, and make sure he never ever come back to WWE. But yeah, this is where we got that coming up next. This is where we got Paul Heyman explains the matter when they showed with it all started at the Royal Rumble, how this three-way began. But yeah, this is where we got. This looked like Seth Rollins was going to win naturally on his own, but only for Roman Reigns coming, taxes him, hit a Superman punch and a curb stomp right onto Seth Rollins, until he tried to get the drive-by drop kick onto some of the steel steps, like how Seth Rollins did did the curb stomp onto the Assembly Still Step, but Adam Pearce had too much of big balls because he comes in, like, no, Roman Reigns, don't do this. But he did not have enough when Roman Reigns went right to him with the steel cage and attacks CM Punk, saying like, "It's not your wise men no more. It's nobody's wise men, but mine, the OTCs." And then this is where this is what Paul Heyman said his iconic catchphrase when he was in the ring after they showed the vignette. And like, this is Paul Heyman's like, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I came in to hype you up with two things. Like, all right, visionaries, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. Today, like, all over the world, like, is officially Roman Reigns, and it's gonna be his day, Roman Reigns Day. I'm like, really? I thought it was in May, like when it's Roman Reigns, or even at least April. But it's where Paul Heyman pointed out, like, it's the same day. It's the standard edition of WWE 2K25 that you could buy all your copies all around the world because it's available on every single store internationally. But it's where Paul Heyman's like, I hope that nobody don't play the game until after SmackDown goes off the air. Like, and he's like, and just to pay your respects, not to see my segment, which the fans are cheering, which they should do. Like, I'll say now to number 2 subject. Apparently, like, there are some people like that have a problem for the simple fact that it is Roman Reigns' day. Like, and that Roman Reigns is on the cover of the WWE 2K25 video game, which he totally deserved. But and one is people in question, like when it comes to being happened to be my friend for a long time, is the best in the world, and that is CM Punk. Oh, really? So did I. They have some really good burritos and tacos there at that restaurant. Yeah, I have to agree. But anyway, that's why Paul Heyman continues to say, like, it's not, like, unfortunately, it's not CM Punk Day, which I was like, hopefully you're choosing your words carefully and put it in context, because if Roman Reigns sees this, he might do the same to you like he did to Punk, if not. That's where then he was like, unfortunately, not his day, but it's Roman Reigns' day. I'm like, hopefully he was credible. And it's sure as hell not, nor it will ever will be that so-called revolutionary visionary Seth freaking Rollins, and it will never be Seth freaking Rollins' day, despite they axed the freaking out of his name, like we just talked about on Wednesday's wrestling news video. But it's where the fans are singing along his song because he's still a fan favorite, despite showing some heel moves. But at the same time, this is where Paul Heyman was kind of sound like a heel in his promo when he mentioned his name or anything of him, and like make a reference saying, unfortunately, it's not CM Punk's day, but it's Roman Reigns' day, which you gotta to look into that, like, for what the wise man had to say about that. But anyways, that's where then we got. But it's where then he told the fans, like, with all due respect, like, which might have the other guy in the other company pissed off because he almost did when that other wrestler told him, with all due respect, when he declined this offer they gave that he couldn't refuse a couple of days ago, by saying, but Paul Heyman said, like, with all due respect to you people here, like, I hate that song with a passion. Which I'll say I totally disagree on that, because even my own family sing along that song that attended the WWE, one of WWE's house shows a couple of years ago with me, with him main eventing that show when Seth Rollins was the United States champion at the time. But it's where Paul, he's mad. Like, he's either mad that it's Roman Reigns' day, or Roman Reigns is in that cover of W2K25. Like if it's a storyline, like on the My Rise mode on the WWE 2K video game. But this is where then Paul Heyman's like, all right, because next week, like, your tribal chief, like, will indeed be here. That's where the fan just mixed reaction about it. That's where he told the fans that are booing, this is where the Paul Heyman was like, "Oh, don't boo!" Like, yeah, like all you have to do is to buy an El Cheapo ticket, which hopefully that didn't sound offensive to the Spaniard crowd. This is where Paul Heyman's like next week, like you can say whatever you want straight to his face to our OTC, and that is not a prediction, that is a spoiler, which. That sounds like a former catchphrase he used to use, like when he started managing Roman Reigns, and even before then, when he was what's it called, managing that other wrestler that's a beast that hasn't been in the WWE television for almost 2 years. Like, given the fact that he's involved with that lawsuit with the former owner of WWE that had that could possibly assaulted a former female employee. But this is where, but yeah. But let me know about that in the comments. Do you think there's more signs that we could be seeing Paul Heyman going heel? And do you think it would, or do you think that we could see the return, or do you think that we could see the return of a certain somebody that we see in a couple years? Let me know all about that in the comments down below. That sounds very delicious. Chicken, which I kind of had that with lunch with my sister, of course. But anyways, yeah. But yeah, like how was their chicken at that place? Which I heard their food are really delicious at that very place. Which I've been there to play video games there in the arcade section, but I never really ate their food. Like, well, nothing like a full course meal. But anyways, assassinators. This is where they start advertising all the matches that's been announced this week. That's going to be for next week. Live in, Bologna, Italy, I believe. Bologna, yeah, Italy. Yeah, I'm right. Like, which will be Jacob Fatu against Braun Strowman, Zelina Vega versus Piper Niven, and much more other matches. But this is where we got a backstage post-match segment with the Street Profits. We say, like, yeah, this is our moment now. Like, this is where they start talking about, like, this is going to be their moment. This will be our time shot. This is where then the Legado del Fantasma start clapping, start round of applauding them, which we probably assumed that was out of sarcasm. This is where then Angelo Dawkins said the most genius line, saying yo, like, what's your problem, bro? This is where it's like, problem? This is where said the other, like problem, like absent, like this is where they said problem, like no, this is where they said problem in Spanish, like problema, like no, like this is where like. And we're just here to support you. Like when we're just here to root for y'all because like when you do win, we're like, first of all, like the DIY will no longer be those titles and have the reign of terror in the division. And secondly, you can know that you give a shot at, like, I hope you win, like, because when you do win those tag titles, like, you have nothing more than the take. Like, we won't have no problem to go Tyler because we have a win off of you. And they're all like, yeah, but like, yeah, it was them. What about now? Like, you don't have that momentum like that right now. This is where I got Andrew Carr start doing a very funny handshake maneuver jig. This is where Montez was like, yeah, good one. Like, that's where he shout out to Barcelona. So, hey, Barcelona. Like, you know what time it is. Like, this is where he did start doing it. Yeah. He's like, and the Street Pop, like, in it for the last 4 years, like, you know. He's like, we know what we've been here, like, noise. Like, but tonight, like, we put all our kids to sleep, like, and we're gonna get everybody to smoke, like, talk docs. And this way, like, because you know what? It's not the time for talking. Like, we're gonna be walking out. Is your new WWE Tag Team Champions? And it's like, because the Street Profits are up and we want the smoke. But yeah, Mom. Oh yeah, sure, yeah. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. You good. But yeah, this is where it got to the exciting part, and it's not going to just get any kind of trophy of the best match of the night. It's definitely going to take home the platinum trophy of the night. Yeah, this was probably the greatest thing we saw in the SmackDown Tag Team division thus far. And I hope that this won't be the last that we will indeed be seeing the Triple Crown Tag Team champion taking on the former fellow NXT Tag Team Champions. And they show why that they're basically the capital of the SmackDown Tag Team division. Before I reveal who was the winner, I'm going to ask you, Assassinators, who did you predict that was going to win and walk out as the WWE Tag Team Champion? But it's where they had the theme music start playing because, yeah, of course, they're still Street Profits despite them kind of teasing the heel turn. But it seemed like that's not the case just yet. But yeah, this is where we got once the powerful force came went off the air. This is where we got. This is where we got a little vignette with the gun, not vignette, a backstage segment because he saw him hitting the knife edge chop, and then since this is his brother, the brother of the guy he's gonna be facing at WrestleMania, I have a little pet dog like I need to talk to you, Jimbo. Like, as for being the rest of our brothers, like I got my little brother and you got your twin brother. Well, that's far from the point, but well, I want to talk to you, right? Like he's like, you see the matter I just had with acting. That's where Jimbo did. Yeah, I obviously saw. That's where them. What's his name? What's his name? Gunther said like, yeah, I'd be the guy that's like a fan favorite, just like your brother. That. Like I did to ask him, like I'm fortunate at WrestleMania, I'm gonna have to do the same to him. And this is where he's like, but can you just give a talk to your twin brother? Like when I'm asking this, like I haven't like a reasonable talk. But it's where Jimbo did not gonna take no for it. And this was like, you know why I see what you're doing, Gunther. Like it's all this nothing but disrespect. Like with me thinking I'm this messenger boy. Like, and this is where. And he's like, you got this whole thing backward, Oos. And this is where I was like, yeah, him and his wife have have a couple of extra things in common, along with other personal things in common. Like, and that is like they don't be nobody's pushover, and they make sure that they have the guts and the nuts to basically state what's on their mind, like and stand up to them. And this is where Jimbo's like, and guess what, Oos? Like the ring general that they drop. Wait, Oos, like. That we're gonna drop. You're gonna drop the WWE Heavyweight Championship to my brother, main event Yeet Man. And yeah, like and he's like, and yes, sir, Oos. Like me and my brother Jay are. And we are going to be celebrating in Sin City. And that is a mega yeet that I can yeet about. And this is where he did the yeet chant. And this is where he's like, I misspoke you. You're not as mature as the way you look. Like this is where then he walked right out of there. This is where I believe they're gonna be in the match next week, which there could be a match that Gunther can make him his next victim. And I was like, and I want to ask you like before we see if this is gonna be a match next week. I want to ask you if this does happen, or more likely when, like with. Gunther could have this match and try to squash his brother like less than 5 minutes, only for Jey Uso to come in for the save. Maybe we could do a tag team match with these two against him and Ludwig Kaiser in a tag team match like on the Raw, because brand split sometimes don't even matter. Like when it comes to the road to WrestleMania, when it comes to storylines, but I think he could beat Jimbo Uso, but only for WWE. To do a little swerve that it could be more likely that main event Jey Uso will have a chance of becoming world heavyweight champion. But yeah, like I said, you just got to wait and see if this does happen into that caliber on the road to Gunther versus what's his name? Main event Jey Uso. This is where we got. This is where we got Angelo Dawkins to try to go quickly towards Tommaso Ciampa, right to the left side corner, but Tommaso Ciampa kicked him off of him. This is where he tried to go over a headlock. Angelo Dawkins dipped him right to the top, to the bottom, in the corner ropes, hit the shoulder tackle. And Angelo Dawkins started hitting some stroking punches right into the face, even a big old right hand to the jaw. This is where we got what's his name? Angelo Dawkins then went to the get-go. This is where he tags in Montez Ford. You know, the man that SNA wants to main event Mania with. This is where Montez Ford had a drop kick. This is where then we got Angelo Dawkins that hit a back suplex onto him. They do a moonsault. Like this is where we got Montez Ford. Then try to go over a pin, but Tommaso Ciampa rolled out of the ring. Then we got what's the name? Montez Ford. Like I have an idea, like it involves you, Mr. Angie Lowe. This is where Angelo Dawkins tried to come in and go for like a runaway freight train. They tried to hit a big old striking right into the jaw. Then Tommaso Ciampa started stomping on him when he got back in the ring, saying like, I didn't got 2 for 1, but at least got 1, and I just need to get the other half. This is where Tommaso Ciampa starts stomping on him, but this is where we got what's his name? This is where we got Angelo Dawkins incoming, and this is where he gets tagged in by Johnny Gargano. This is where we got Angelo Dawkins go for an elbow strike right into Johnny. This is where he try to grab on the Johnny. Johnny spears him right in the midsection. Try to go for a springboard DDT, but only for Angelo Dawkins hit an exploder super, or what's that hip suplex, where she flips over Gargano. This is where we got Montez Ford going for a crossbody right onto Johnny Gargano. This is where he hits a big old right hand to the face onto Tommaso. Ducks out of a clothesline on the Johnny Gargano, went to the bottom corner slot, hits a running flying clothesline, boom! And this is where Montez Ford like, yeah, like we want that smoke. And this is where we got Montez Ford throwing him right to the bottom right corner side. He gets flipped right to the bottom. It's a sliding swipe. That's where I got Tommaso Ciampa shoves Montez right into the barricade. This is where Johnny Gargano was like, oh my God, like that was so painful. But it's where we got the partial powerful force and all the pro wrestling that went off the air, went on the air for one last time for the show to be when the show was on. But yeah, I was like, yeah, poor Taz. This was like, hopefully he's not gonna be injured after a big old bump like that. This is where we got Montez Ford. We're trying to go for a flying crossbody maneuver, but Johnny Gargano tripped him right over after he pushes Tommaso Ciampa right off the top rope. But that's where once he got done with the advert, that's where we got Angelo Dawkins coming, making this comeback after getting a hollow tag. Hit a step up into Gary, hits a spinning neck breaker. Then we got. This is where we got to try to go for pin. This is where we heard the fans start chanting, counting the 3 in Spanish, like uno, dos, like, but not get the tres, like with the referee trying to count it. But this is where Tommaso Ciampa kick out at tres point dos point cuatro, like which is 2.4 in Spanish. But this is where we got But yeah, what else happened? It was It tags him on this forward with Tommaso Ciampa escape out of a power slam that Angelo Dawkins was attempting to do with a double team of Montez Ford. This way, forearm strikes, what's his name? And Montez Ford. Then he elbows, what's his name? Angelo Dawkins. This where he pushes Tommaso Ciampa right into Montez Ford. Hits a back suplex right onto him. This is where Montez Ford goes for a pin. But this is where he only got 2.3 count if I'm not mistaken. But and this is where we got, excuse me, this is where we got a 450 splash right onto Tommaso Ciampa, only for him to move out of the way, tags in Johnny Gargano, hits a right hand to the face onto Montez Ford, and no, it was what's his name? It was actually Angelo Dawkins that he hit a right hand to. This is where we got But this is where we got, after Montez Ford tried to attempt to go for a 450 splash, trying to be like his wife, the EST. But it's where we got a Shatter Machine, like just like if they were one of their greatest NXT rivals, like that's now in the other company. It's kind of like in their kind of shoes, like but like their own, I guess that other company's version. But yeah, this is where we got after they hit the Shatter Machine onto Montez Ford, is where. It's where it ends up, the rest and what's called obvious question. There was but yeah, it only got like a 2.8 or 7 count. Is where we got the partial powerful force. What am I talking about? I mean, what was it? But this is where we got but once he got kicked out of that, this is where we got Angelo Dog trying to tackle Tommaso Ciampa right into the bottom right corner, which was successfully executed. That to the point that Tommaso Ciampa flipped right inside the audience. This is where Johnny Gargano throws Angelo Dog right down the announce table, hits a springboard spear, but ends up getting hit with a twisted neck breaker. Then Angelo Dawkins pick him up into an electric chair position. This is where he tags in Montez Ford, which is a move that he did only occasional times in the main roster, but oftenly did on NXT. This is where Tommaso Ciampa pushes Montez Ford off, but he ends up in the super kick with where Angelo Dawkins had him in a reverse Alabama slam kind of position. This is where he super kicks Tommaso Ciampa, hits a diving rolling cannonball right onto Johnny Gargano, tags in Angelo Dawkins. Then he goes for the blockbuster neck breaker right into the middle of the ring. It's where then you will not believe what you're gonna hear right after after this, but this is where it looked like they're about to win right here. This is where they would have probably gotten away with it sooner if it wasn't for the meddling bearded psycho that had to come in and help his best friend out. This where Tommaso Ciampa clothesline Angelo out, but he ends up getting flipped right into the outside. Then Montez and go. That's where the fans are chanting, "This is awesome" in Spanish, which I don't know how I know that, but we heard their reactions, which they said it with enthusiasm in Spanish. But yeah, that's why I'm giving it the not like the bronze, silver, definitely not the bronze and silver, and even the golden trophy. It's getting the platinum trophy of the night. This was a really great tag team match, which this is why it's the best division on the show overall. But this is where we got Johnny Gargano tags in Tommaso Ciampa, which he hit a knee strike onto Angelo Dawkins, where it looked like about to be it right here with Tommaso Ciampa goes for a fairy tale ending, while Johnny Gargano super kick when he lifted him right up and about 4 feet up in the air. This is where when they try to go for a pin. You will not believe what happened next, because it's where the referee counted 1, referee counted 2, but Angelo Dawkins did not take a 3 for an answer, so he kicked out at 2.99. This is where he tried to go for a meet in the middle, but this is where we surprisingly saw Angelo Dawkins move out of the way. This is where Jago activated a super kick on Tommaso Ciampa's leg, where he's knee striking on Angelo Dawkins' head. But this is where Montez Ford did this flying spine buster onto Jago Gargano. Found Montez Ford was up in the heavens. Tags him in. This is where Montez Ford hits the heavens frog splash. This is where then you will not believe what happened next. When the referee counted the 1, 2, with the fans start shouting "Uno, dos, tres," and this is where he hit the 3. And finally, for over 4 years, being absent, not being tag team champions, they finally catch their 4th reign with the WWE tag team. Like they said in the interviews, if they can win their 4th reign to tag that, they know that they're both ready, but definitely Montez Ford's ready for a singles push. But hopefully he doesn't get pushed until this man gets in the squared circle. But until then, luckily that he has a tag team championship reign that he has the 10-2. But let me know in the comment section right down below what's your thoughts on your about the Street Profits becoming the new WWE tag team champions. And it's been long. It's been way past due, if you ask me. If I'm being honest, when they finally made it right, they're new champions, which should have been from the past couple years at least, them winning tag team championships. But now they won their 4th reigns, over them being the NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. And then what an ovation with both Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins being over and walking out of Barcelona as the new tag team champions. And how long do you think this reign's going to end? Which some of y'all probably say WrestleMania, and I would immediately agree on that. But let me know in the comments below, what your thoughts on SmackDown tonight as well. I think that most elements and stuff is probably gonna get I got a very decent, a pretty decent high rating, right at a 4.5, which I'll give it like for the fact that most of the stuff was pretty interesting, very intriguing, and it what needed to be, and except for what's the direction of Shinsuke Nakamura. But even for like feuds, like for ones that I don't even like, I wasn't even my cup of tea with Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre to be the one in particular. I would I would say like me originally I wouldn't think about doing that plans in that direction, but since it's they have history like for the fact that they've been fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship and Damian Priest eliminated him both in the Royal Rumble and the Elimination Chamber. Like it should be a direction they should probably go to because it's a storytelling situation. But yeah, let me know about this in the comment section right down below. And I sure hope that you enjoyed the video. And if so, please make sure you hit the big thumbs up button and also hit the subscribe and the post notification bell for daily SNA videos. And yeah, follow me over at my other channel at SNA Entertainment. And what do you think what they're going to lead into next, like within the SmackDown, the half of the of this of the on the road to WrestleMania as well. Just let me know also about that as well. I would like to talk about that. But we're gonna end it right here on this very positive note. Like and hopefully y'all will be able to watch my wrestling news video, which I will indeed be doing tomorrow. Like, yeah, where we're gonna be talking about the wildest and intriguing wrestling news stories and rumors that you assassinators need to know, which will be on the Sportskeeda wrestling article, and also we're going to be doing AEW Collision, which I need to see who's going to be competing on that night, which I will indeed be looking at the schedule of AEW Collision, AEW Collision. Okay, it will indeed be FTR versus the Undisputed Kingdom. Yeah, for Undisputed Kingdom. Yeah, like we'll be in the tag team rematch from a couple weeks ago, and then we got Mark Davis against Mark Briscoe, like in a qualifying fatal. I mean, in a international championship tournament, like for the fatal 4-way number one contenders match for this Wednesday. And we got Ricky the Dicky taking on the wrestler Katsuyori Shibata. And who do you think's gonna walk out of these matches as the next number in the next survivors, like in the who's gonna be the next two qualifiers in this fatal 4-way number one contenders match for this Wednesday on Dynamite, for this coming Wednesday on Dynamite. Let me rephrase that. Let me know also about that as well in the comment section right down below. But that'll be it for today, Assassinators. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully y'all have a super magnificent rest of your Friday night. And I'll see you next time with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye-bye, my assassinators. Y'all take care and have a fantastic and safe night. And I'll talk to you guys later. Good night.